Hi, this is Dr. Shawn Benzinger here with a very special Hoosier. And as you know, at YouCount, Indiana, we try to introduce you to Hoosiers that are doing special work, work that they have been called upon to do, and to introduce you and get you to know them so that if in fact you are interested in that area, that you'll join up with these groups and contribute to your neighbors and your friends and the state itself. So today we're here with Tamera Browning. Tamera Browning. And the reason why is because she spells it exactly like it should be said, and I can't get it right, and it's terrible. So first of all, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
It's nice to have you. And I guess one of the first questions I always try to ask is, why would you participate, start? I mean, I'm sure you're a busy young lady. You got a lot going on. And the idea of starting Southern Indiana Patriots, where did that brainchild come from?
Okay, well, I've never been political, never had an interest in it, never understood the importance of it. And then we saw the things that were happening in 2020 after we had such a great 4 years with our President Trump, saw the censorship and all the untruths that were being said. So I called a few friends and says, hey, let's get together and let's help Trump win. And lo and behold, we had 21 people show up. I was surprised and very blessed to hear that. Well, as you can see, everything happened. November 3rd happened, January 6th happened, and we kept getting more and more people coming in because they see something's wrong. They don't know what to do, and they're looking for answers. So I myself, a new kid on the block of politics. All I knew is we had a civic duty to do something. It was our responsibilities as citizens to do something to help. So we've continued to grow. We meet once a month, and we're up to about 100 people now on the average, and we're very active. We've got folks, different action committees that we have, and we're loving it. We're loving it, hoping that we're making a difference, and very glad, by the way, to hear of what you're doing and connecting all these liberty-minded groups. It's been a dream and a hope of mine to do that. So thank you for doing that.
It is our pleasure, Tamera. I'm going to get that right before the end of this. I'm going to get it right. Yeah. I'm so glad your husband even makes mistakes. I feel better for that. But 100 people, that's a lot of people to join together at one time. Yeah. It's interesting. I think politically they expect regular folks to just have small groups and eventually fall apart whenever things get a little bit difficult, get a little bit of pressure, a little infighting, because they're always fighting about trivial things to make sure they tear us apart. And we really think that shouldn't happen. But you getting to 100 people that are working together, that's really exciting. So let's talk a little bit about Southern Indiana Patriots. By the way, who could join? Who could join?
Anyone who loves liberty, anyone who wants to help preserve the beauty of our Constitution. That is our plumb line, is the Constitution. If it varies from Constitution, then we need to stand up against that and push back against government overreach and all of those things. So we have, I guess our mission statement, or who we are, we're basically a Christian organization, although you don't have to be a Christian to join, because there's many people who love their country with different thoughts. We are conservative, and we are constitutional. That's kind of our three-pronged stand. And so I like to say we're a Christian, conservative, constitutional group of we the people coming together to preserve the beauty of our Constitution, to educate others so that they can get involved in the fight.
Okay. So you have certain principles and guidelines that you follow, which is key for a group that if there is a question, refer back to the Constitution, refer back to Christian principles. Is that what we're saying? Yeah. But everyone's welcome.
Everyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome. The Judeo-Christian Foundation is where our Constitution came from. And so if you go back to the Constitution and see where it came from, you can't help but come back to the Judeo-Christian values.
Absolutely. I think most of us believe that was the principle. But what I'm over the moon for is that you're willing to tolerate, encourage, encompass, and welcome those that might not agree on every point associated with your group, but you still want them there.
Absolutely. We value our people of liberty-minded people. We know that when you get a group of people together, no one is going to agree on everything.
Right.
We fight for the things that we do agree on, and on things where we have a little difference of focus, then we direct them to other groups. For instance, we don't dive real deep into medical freedom and medical tyranny and medical information, because we've got a wonderful group called We Free Ourselves that's in Louisville. They do that. There's other groups. Ashley Boggs, her group does this. So we like to honor and direct others to affiliates, to like-minded things who do different focuses that they do very well.
Okay. So the goal of the group is to change the elections, affect the elections. What are you upset about? What's your goal? You said you had several groups. So tell me a little bit about some of the groups and what they're tearing into and trying to help and make a difference.
Okay. Well, we have kind of a loose motto that we like to educate folks. We like to mobilize them. And then we like to connect them with other like-minded people and groups to, I like to use the phrase, create a tapestry machine, because you have to work together on the same side and move forward. So as far as education goes, our goal is, I heard this phrase and I love it. It's, we want to bring people back to the original purpose of the Constitution and help our legislators and our elected officials say, this is what we the people want, and we the people are working toward that. So we want to protect the people's God-given liberties without infringing upon them. That's what we want from our government.
For all.
So,
for all.
Yeah.
For everybody.
For everyone. Yeah, yep. For everyone. And so we like to educate folks. And on that, again, show them the importance of the Constitution. And then we also like to help people see that, yes, you are right. Something is wrong. Government has overstepped its bounds. And now is the time to bring it back to order. We don't wait. We don't wait. If we do it now, then we have a hope and a chance with the Lord's blessing. Mm-hmm. So after we educate them, then we want to mobilize them with some action-oriented plans. And we've connected with several groups who already are taking action on various things. So again, all these actions, the one goal is the plumb line of the Constitution, to bring them back into the reform, to protect our liberties without infringing upon them. So, for instance, we're working on election integrity. We're working with a couple of different groups because we all are going for the same goal.
Right.
And we don't need dissension in any of that. We're working with another group in Louisville called Constitutional Kentucky. And we're all working together in the Kentuckiana area to bring about school choice, to show people, if you don't like what's being taught to your children, then guess what? You have alternatives and you can do it, and you don't have to get a second job to afford it. So our goal is to provide the resources to connect them with those who are already doing that type of thing. We're not trying to
that's huge. Absolutely huge.
Yes.
Now, is Indiana a good place for that? Because I know, school voucher system, all those types of things have really been a really big deal. It was funny. I was speaking with a friend of mine, and she said, well, what do you think? What would you do? I said, well, I would make it so that the money sticks with the child. You can take your child anywhere you want. She says, well, you can't do that because they got to plan budgets and they got to plan. I said, what, for the next building? I said, right now they're getting paid to keep our kids in masks. And what the reason why they're doing it? Because they're getting money. You know what they're going to do with the money? They're going to have the newest wing after somebody's name that nobody cares about. And our kids that are behind and sitting at a 40, 50 percentile in reading and math, instead of adding about 25 more teachers to that budget with that extra money for 2 or 3 years to get these kids caught up. Well, that makes logical sense, doesn't it? And she goes, well, it would mess everything up. I said, no, you told me that you couldn't take your kid across a certain line because of these districts that you can't take them across because your taxes aren't there. And that would be eliminated. And if we did that, do you think schools are going to straighten out? I guarantee you they're going to straighten out. And teachers are going to not worry about teaching things that are outside the standards that we're not even meeting in the first place. So, sorry, you got me going.
No,
Tamera, but the idea that we're treating our kids like this and using them as pawns is literally heresy.
It is,
and the wrong term, but
it's unspeakable.
Yes, it really is, and we've actually allowed it by sitting by. But isn't this been an awakening? I mean, to a person, my patients across the border say, "I just don't know what to do." I said, "Do anything." I said, "Go on our site and find a group that's in your area and call them up and say, yeah, I really believe in pro-life. Go do something. Listen in on their meetings. Call a few friends. Anything." It sounds like you've done. You haven't called a few friends. You called 100 friends.
Yeah, and we threw a pebble. The pebble had ripple effect. Now we're into new ponds. We're getting new people coming in. So basically, you don't have to be like-minded to accomplish a common goal. The common goal should be school choice.
Yep.
So that if you want your child to follow the medical mandates of masks and that line of thinking, then you find a school that has that. If I don't want that, then I should be able to find a school that honors my way of thinking. And
they don't actually know how to find which school does it, because right now they're hiding the facts. I mean, I've never seen anything more like it. It's kind of like having a kid that stole something out of the candy store and they stick it in their shoe and you can't figure out where it went. I mean, and they're not going to tell you and they're not going to show you because they don't want to get in trouble. But aren't we paying the taxes to these people? When I talk to teachers, I'm sure there's a few that are a little bit awry in their thinking, but they think their job is to love on those kids, to grow up good individuals. And that when it comes to social issues and other things, they expect their parents to do those jobs, not the teacher to do that job.
Right.
And that's what's changed. So wouldn't it be nice to actually see the schools rated for these conservative values so that people could make that choice? So you guys would support the idea of you take your money, go where you want to go.
Exactly. And again, like you said, people are unaware that there's options. They're unaware that you can actually do something. So kind of our motto is take people from awareness to action. You know, if you've become aware of things that are going on that you're unhappy about, then within a couple of 3 months, I'm hoping you've plugged into somewhere and you've got boots on the ground working toward it. So if my neighbor wants to send her kid to a school with masks and I don't, guess what? We can still come together and work together to promote school choice and present school choice. So, you know, you rise to the common goal for the good, and that would be school choice. And of course, money needs to follow the child.
Absolutely, 100%.
The money needs to follow the child. So awareness to action is our goal. After they have become aware of the problem and we show them, hey, this is areas that you can plug in, we mobilize them. We connect them with these groups that's doing where their passion is. And we want to show them that, hey, even if you can sit home and make a phone call, that phone call makes a difference. We're blessed to have had Kurt and Mary Nicely down to speak to our group. And they told us your calls, your letters, it makes a difference. You rattle them if they get these things. So after we get them connected with these folks, then we ask them to connect with your friends, go find a new pond, cause a ripple effect, and bring those new people back in. And that's how we're trying to grow our army of liberty-minded patriots.
I love it. Let's talk about campaigns and candidates a little bit.
Yeah.
You're working a little bit in that area also with your eventual 1,000 people at Southern Indiana Patriots that I'm sure is going to be joining tomorrow after this. But candidates, how do you handle screening, evaluating? I know that there's something called Indiana Scorecard that's come out out of a gentleman out of Fort Wayne that a lot of people just don't know about. I think that needs to be shared all the time because it actually rates the candidates based upon their conservative values in general, but also their fiscal responsibility. And some candidates that are around my area ain't doing too good.
No, no. And likewise here, Southern Indiana Patriots, we bring people in from about 3 or 4 different counties. That would be Clark, Floyd, Harrison, and we get some from Washington and then some from Scott. And then we also have folks coming over from Louisville. And so each area has their own issues with candidates who are currently in office, or they're not happy with the people who are running. So the scorecard is a great tool. We're blessed to have had some speakers come in. We had Diego Morales come in to speak. We've had Danny Niederberger.
Yeah.
Again, you don't have to be in love with the person. What you have to do is honor and understand their platform, what they're fighting for, what they're going to present. Once they get in, what are they going to do for us? Well, we have one of our own, Jackie Grubbs. She's running, and we're very happy.
Jackie, she'll be posted next week, just so you know. She is wonderful. All in, and I love it. Absolutely. Yes, very principled thought process.
She's very passionate, very focused, and very energized. Yep. And we're very proud to have her, to be able to support her. And we have an election integrity task force. We have the school choice alternative education task force, and we have the candidate task force. I feel that those are our emergency status hot buttons.
Very smart, because now that doesn't change. Nothing else changes. I think that's the thing that we had to, as a group, our organization was the group that brought in Dr. Frank way back in August 26th, started that process. And then we had to make a decision of, we actually looked at the way things laid in Indiana. We knew one thing is nobody was joined together. Nobody was working together. Exactly. And a lot of people felt the same way that your 100-person army felt, is that I just got to do something. And where can I join to do that? And then you found like-minded people like yourself, and they're everywhere. They just have a hard time pulling together. And once they are together, pretty scary, isn't it? Pretty scary force.
Very much so.
So what's coming up? What's Southern Indiana Patriots doing, and when are they doing it? And what do you have to tell us?
Well, we're blessed that we meet once a month. We actually meet on the second Thursday in Clarksville. We're blessed that a church is allowing us to meet there called Return Church.
Okay.
So and every now and then we do special events, and we do have one coming up this Saturday.
Okay.
We are putting on a big conference. We're flying in speakers from California, and we're flying in another speaker from Texas. So the name of the event is called Unraveling the Great Deception. And so people know something's wrong. They keep hearing this phrase, the Great Reset. A lot of people are aware that they're messing with our economy, trying to do things there, but they're unaware that that's just one of the facets that they're causing destruction in, for lack of better, or damage.
Who's coming? Who? Any names that we would know of?
Dr. Andy Woods is coming from Texas. He's a very active speaker. He travels to different conferences, and he is also a pastor at Sugarland Bible Church. But he's very active in. He's an attorney. So he was an attorney by practice and by education. He practiced in California, and he moved to Texas. So what he's doing is he's seeing everything coming together, and he's telling people, he's traveling and helping people to see this is where our government is a couple of bubbles off center, so to speak.
Right.
And so he's helping us to become educated. And so he's going to be coming Saturday. Brandon Holthouse is coming from California. He is likewise doing the same thing. And his message is going to be the Great Deception, and he's going to be unraveling what this deception is and what is this overall Great Reset that they're talking about. So he's going to help us put all the pieces together. And then Dr. Andy is going to be speaking, and he's going to talk about world government and how it will impact America. So it's going to take the overall picture and drill down to what is going to happen in your life, your neighborhood, your child's school, and all of those types of things.
So Tamera, you've been busy.
Yes. Yes. I have a great, great team of people. I just can't speak enough of how wonderful, and they just give sacrificially. So
sounds like all of you. So whenever you're running, you'll let us know. But until then, this event is going to be this coming Friday. Have you given that information to our person to post on our banner so that everyone will know about it? And is it going to be live streamed that people can pull it down?
Okay. Just a little correction. There's going to be Saturday, February 19th.
Okay, 19th. Thank you.
Starts at 10. It starts at 10. Doors open at 9. Saturday the 19th from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock at Return Church. Okay. And yes, I forwarded a flyer to you. There's another website people need to know about called freedomfight.us. It has like a regional calendar so that all different liberty-minded groups who are doing some sort of thing can post their events there. So there's like a one-stop right now. And that's kind of a Kentuckiana thing, but we're pulling in all of the Indiana, and the flyer is there. And also you can find it on our website. We have a great website.
Wonderful.
Great people manning that website for us. And it's called SIP. It's short for Southern Indiana Patriots. So SIP.red, RED, the color red, SIP.red. And we have, SIP.red, that's what we say.
Yeah, that's right.
SIP.red. And so our motto is, we just had this done. I don't know if you can see it. SIP Freedom.
Beautiful.
SIP Freedom. So you can find it there, Freedom Fight. It'd be great if you guys can post it on your great connecting website there.
Do so.
And my phone number is on our website, and I'm welcome any phone calls for questions.
That's really, really wonderful. Well, that's our introduction. You're going to be doing a lot of events. We'd like to hear about them. I would even offer you on air that if you have a group of people that want to meet with other like-minded groups in the state, that we can post that on Zoom calls and actually videotape it, make sure you all are connected, because that's the goal, right? Our only job at YouCount is connection, everyone being together and everyone knowing who's what are they doing. And when we need each other, we can actually, if our barn burns down, we know that we can call the neighbors and they're going to come on Sunday. We're going to feed them to build our barn.
Yes.
We need that again, only because until it changes, we know right now there are certain people that say they're representing their members, but they're not. And that will not change until we change. So I think that's the goal.
Yeah, and thank you for creating YouCount Indiana. We need this network. We need a place to come together.
And just to find out where to go. I mean, the goal of ours is to have 92 counties covered with those that are interested in doing something together. Yes. And then when we need each other, it's pretty hard to fight against 500,000 people all on the same page.
Absolutely. Yes, indeed.
All right. Tamera, it's great to have the chance to meet you. I'm very proud that I finally got your name correctly stated. That helps me go on the day.
Well,
but we'll be praying for you and continue your success. We're very thankful for Southern Indiana Patriots and our interview today.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shawn. It's good to meet you and talk with you.